Good evening, race fans. I see Maggie here commenting going, wait, why is nothing working yet? That's simple. That's because we don't have any audio yet. So welcome to tonight's Team Goon Squad feature event, the Street Stock Showdown tonight. We are going to be pitting about 10 of the world's best street stock racers against each other. $60 purse on the line. Yeah, Maggie, that was the drivers meeting, the super top secret private drivers meeting you heard. Just so all the drivers are aware of what the rules are tonight, what they can win or lose, stuff like that. Hopefully audio sounds good so far. Looks like everything's working so far for us. And we're just going to hang out with qualifying right now. Open practice still underway as we take an on-ride with 654 and the Andrew Neri machine-sponsored Goon Squad guy. We've got about less than a minute here left in practice. And then we'll take an onboard for qualifying and see if you can set it for 100 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, Andrew Neri in the brake check replay livery tonight, giving a tip of the hat to his teammate Daniel Beauchamp for some recent IMSA shenanigans they ran in tonight. But overall, the paint scheme's looking great on that 654 machine. Still has the aerial numbers, so we're gonna have to talk to Andrew about that. The default number setup definitely slows you down a little bit. It's like having not enough stickers on your race machine. All right, and we're going to get ready for qualifying here tonight. People to watch tonight, Andrew Neri, really the fastest guy on pole tonight. You can see my name on the board where I went out and did a little bit of driving just to play with the drivers tonight. But under qualifying, they've got a 10-minute single car qualifying that will set the stage for 100 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This race with the fuel allocations, no fast repairs tonight, so everybody's got to drive the best they can. Expected pit window is between lap 45 and 53. You're going to see most cars coming in around about lap 50 or 53 to make it all the way to the end. It would behoove the drivers to come in as late as they can on the pit cycle in case we do get that green-white checkered. We're going to follow Tyler Watson, number 30 machine, one of the first cars out, followed by Chance Manning has left the pits. Tyler Watts, Chance Manning, both real-life friends. Chance Manning, probably our fastest driver here tonight with the 3,100 I rating. He's going to be one to watch. The biggest thing with these spec races is just keeping things nice and tight. Another fan favorite, Jerome Barber in the 69 machine running the Matozo Special livery. This is his, I believe, second league race ever. He did the ASRC Rookie Oval last week. He will also be participating here tonight with the Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown. So he's going to be somebody to watch. Maybe not necessarily a winner tonight, but he will absolutely make it exciting whether he means to or not. So we're wishing Jeremy Barber in the 69 machine the best of luck. Still waiting for times to come around here. We're going to be watching Tyler Watts and Chance Manning in the 54 machine. Those are going to be our two expected fast guys tonight. Watts currently sitting on top of the pole with a 37 flat. Manning right behind him. Hamilton coming in third. Barber puts down a 36.91 on his outlap. Currently sitting on top of the pole. You guys might want to take a picture of that for our friend Jerome Barber. That is a definitely career highlight for the young man. Jeremy Barber, a newcomer to the iRacing service. Extremely impressed with the kid tonight. It is open qualifying, so not sure if people expected that or not. I'm not sure if I expected that or if I messed something up. Chance Manning takes over the leaderboard. Good for Manning. So it looks like in the rule book there is nothing listed about single or open qualifying. So very interesting. That's something's going to shake it up. Manning on top of the board, followed by Mark Proctor, the 36 machine. Mark, a newcomer to Team Goon Squad Series as well. Not sure where we've met him before. Might have been one of our public money races we put on. We did get reports from the pit road as well that Andrew Neri, a Team Goon Squad sponsored driver with that spectacular paint scheme, did have an internet problem, so he's going to be out. Going to try and get back in. He's got about 6 minutes left to put down a good qualifying time, so he might have time to do it. The only downside for Andrew is he will not be able to get a draft partner in this. So if Neri can get back in time, it's going to be the lone car out there trying to put down some laps. Thank you to the mods tonight. They're cleaning up the chat for us. Both Mav and Big J Fish are moderators tonight. Race control will be served by Kai Demarest. We actually had we had 2 race controls scheduled tonight. It was going to be Tyler Watts and Kai Demarest both serve as race control, but it looks like that we're going to have just Kai as race control as Tyler Watts is elected to race tonight. So with 5 minutes left in qualifying, the big question now is, can Andrew Neri get back out here, put down some laps, and try and get that qualifying time tonight? Mark Proctor in the 36 machine just happy to be burning laps at this point. Somebody we did not expect to see on top of the leaderboard, Michael Hayward, the 16 machine, run the Team Goon Squad livery. He's tucked in right behind Chance Manning, trying to get that draft partnership working out. Hayward currently running second in qualifying, not somebody we expected to be up there. Hayward, the official Team Goon Squad head spotter, not somebody you normally see in the car, but always a pleasure to see him do that. Very clean racer, very well spoken, and a lot of fun to be around. So looks like Hayward's going to push Manning a little bit through qualifying and try and get both their times up a little bit, as they're currently running 1 and 2 in qual. Charlotte Motor Speedway and Street Stock seems like a track that'd be very, very easy to hold it wide, and for the most part you can, even as tire degradation comes into effect. We're going to see a lot tonight is teamwork. Everybody's bump drafting as aggressively as they can without crashing into each other. And ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Neri, number 654 machine, has returned to the field. He's going to try and get in some qualifying laps with about 3.5 minutes left to go. So we want to keep an eye on. Andrew, one of the Team Goon Squad endurance racers, known for his world-famous 4-hour stints where he just refuses to come in. He's got his Gatorade bottle on standby. His mom's got the bucket and meatloaf, and he's got his Camelback. So we know this kid can do it an entire one race, no pit stops, unless the machine forces him to. Yeah, Hayward now on top of the board with a 36.54. He used that toe for Manning to good success there. Still waiting on Andrew Neri to put down a quali, and then he will be our final competitor for tonight. If you're tuned in, looking forward to running more money events with the Team Goon Squad family, go to teamgoonsquad.com. There's a link to our Discord. We'll be posting our upcoming events. We'll be running a series on Sunday nights with the boys, and there's talks as well as running a Pro Street Stock series Thursday nights. Open setups, buy-ins, payouts, the works. So should be a good time. The biggest thing we do here is we try and surround ourselves with really good racers that we can hang out with for hours on end. Fast guys are great and all, but it's better to surround yourself with good people if given the opportunity. Neri puts himself up in 6th place on the board for quali. edges out Hamilton a little bit behind him. Hamilton, not a veteran on the iRacing service. He's a oval rookie with 1200 iRace. He's just getting into the service, but super clean competitor, so it's been nice meeting that kid and seeing him develop as a racer as well. Hamilton coming back out of the pits. Tyler Watts in the pits. They're going to be, Watts going to be calling it in for his session. Only a minute 50 left to go. Nary's going to try and bump himself up a little more, and he does to third. Pushes out Proctor, Watts, Barber, and Hamilton, backing them down the board just a little bit. And that's with no draft, too, so we know Nary's got the pace to run tonight. The question is, with no fast repairs, can these guys make it all 100 laps with clean cars? No big ones is what we're aiming for. There's a race, live race control is in effect, so if somebody causes a caution, they will receive an end-of-the-line penalty, which means, hey, you goofed up, you've got to go to the back of the line here. If you cause 2 cautions that are egregious enough, race control will ask them to park for the remainder of the event. All right, less than a minute qualifying. Nary makes his way up to third. He might have to be happy there with no one to draft with. It's tough to gain a little bit more speed out of there. Nary puts down a 36.84 and just barely edges out. Looked like it was Mark Proctor also did a 36.84, so less than a couple hundreds between them. So very, very tight qualifying pace is being put down so far. Fixed setups. Everybody's on the exact same machinery tonight. Only thing drivers can adjust is their steering ratio, which basically means how far you move the wheel versus how much the front wheels actually move. And they can also change brake bias. But to be fair, the only time you should be on the brakes at all here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway is going around and coming into pit lane. Nary catches a draft, I believe, by that's Christopher Hamilton in front of him. He's going to try and get a little bit of draft at the line, eke out a little bit more time as they come around for the last time. Not sure if they get it in time, though. Doesn't look like they're going to as qualifying comes to an end here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And these competitors are going to bring it in. We're going to get ready to qual. Race info tonight. We're going to be going around Charlotte Motor Speedway in these street stocks. The Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown, sponsored by East Action Sports, LLC. They're going to be doing 100 laps tonight. No fast repair. The board is incorrect on that one. And then 2 sets of tires in the pits available for the guys. As qualifying comes to an end, we're getting ready to grid these drivers. All right, the grids have been set. Starting up front, it's Chance Manning, followed by Mike Hayward on the first row. Row 2, we've got Andrew Nary, Mark Proctor. Row 3, Tyler Watts, Jeremy Barber. Row 4, Christopher Hamilton. And then as back markers there, we've got James East and Kai Demarest, your current broadcasters and race control tonight. Let's watch as our competitors take the field. Should be a good showdown tonight. A lot of good-looking machinery here out tonight. Gonna see if the guys can hold it together. The biggest thing we want to see from our competitors tonight is a good, clean race. Some of the drivers were talking in the practice lobby going, I'm worried about crashing. I don't want to be causing an incident, so on and so forth. And we kind of remind everybody, hey, you know, the biggest solution here is just we'll start racing on lap 90. With 10 to go, that's when things are actually going to sort themselves out. A lot of good-looking machines tonight. Chance Manning, local pro, definitely the highest caliber racer we have here tonight. Talking to Manning before the event, and apparently he's been a road to pro competitor in the past, so The man knows his way around ovals. It's the thing with these street stock cars, they're not exactly a super hard car to drive, not super talented. Excuse me, not a very driver's car, especially with these fixed setups here in Charlotte. The thing with these guys is gonna be patience, working as a team, and drafting.
Note for the drivers: fast repairs have somehow become infinite. Please don't use them. Just uncheck the box.
We get a call from race control that fast repairs are broken on this one. Let's see. All right, we're going to get ready and grid up here. All eyes on Chance Manning, our pole setter tonight. Manning, a part-time rock star on Spotify, I believe it's Apple Music and Amazon as well. So part-time rock star, part-time sim racer. Looking forward to Manning to do great things tonight. All right, let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Driver trying to green flag is out. 54 Chance Manning gets a huge launch on Michael Hayward. Driving down the inside, a 654 machine. Andrew Neri is going to try and get low, tuck in behind Manning, make it happen. Not sure if you're going to see two lines forming here tonight, but we're going to watch Michael Hayward, Andrew Neri, get that edge up into second. They are underway tonight. So far, good, clean lounge from everybody. We've got, looks like the 88 machine all over the racetrack. Oh, God, hold on to it, kid. Michael Hayward all by himself on that outside line. Looks like 30 Tyler Watts is going to try and get in behind him, maybe give him a push, get two lines working. But right now, we've got a crash already as Christopher Hamilton goes around. Christopher Hamilton, a newer racer to the series. Looks like he has a little bit of problems if we catch that replay here. Looks like Hamilton hits that outside wall. Not sure what forced the yellow there. So we take a look with Hamilton, and then there it is. There's the money shot. Hamilton just slams the outside wall going into three. Not quite sure how he did that, but race control automatically threw the caution since he was on the race surface going a little bit sideways. Hamilton having a rough start there. Manages to keep it off the inside wall, so that's good for Hamilton. I'd like to see that. Looks like 654 Andrew Neri might have been involved in that. He's got damage from somewhere. Andrew Neri, one of the hometown favorites, he has problems. Looks like new race leader Michael Hayward. Not sure where Chance Manning went either. Manning has problems. So not sure if Manning's doing a little bit of pit strategy, if they're coming in for repairs, or what the deal is. See if we get some clarification for race control on what on earth is happening here, but that field has been shaken up rapidly already because it looks like Manning somehow involved in an incident. He's down 5 spots. Andrew Neri down 4 spots. Christopher Hamilton still out there. He's up 2 spots despite having a little bit of a damaged car. not what he's going to want with this long run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's these low horsepower cars compared to a modern NASCAR or a NASCAR truck or really any of the fast machines. They don't have a whole lot of horsepower in the hood, so they've got to push as hard as they can to use every little bit of aero advantage they have. In practice and open qualifying, these guys are getting almost a second faster due to aero helping them out. So those guys may be coming in to try and get some aero fixed if they need to. So Race Control has provided an update. So there was an unlimited fast repair error in the race setup. The race host, me, might have messed that one up. So what we've told our drivers tonight, if they have to use a fast repair, which is iRacing's way of instantly repairing the car, they absolutely must tell Race Control. They will receive a 30-second black flag in exchange for having a fresh car. So it'll still simulate the guys having to go to the back of the pack and get their life sorted out. But that way it's going to keep them in the race tonight. Again, future events, we probably won't do that, especially when we get closer to 20, 30 car fields. But we want to see our competitors out here. We want to watch racers race. We're not here to watch people 3 cars go around for an hour and a half. We want to see some good competition here. Mike Hayward, the number 16 Machine Team Goon Squad car. He is the lone European out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, getting chased by a bunch of Colonials. Hayward's going to do his best to get a good solid restart, hug that inside line, and try and get a push from his teammate, Tyler Watts. You're going to see a lot of the Team Goon Squad guys out here tonight, and everybody driving as clean as they can. But not sure if there's going to be any love for the friends here tonight, as they do their best to. They all want to win here tonight, guys. So we're going to get ready to stack them up again. It's going to be Hayward on the restart, followed by Watson Barber. Barber in third. He's got no business up here, but he's going to do his best to make it happen and make it stick. Barber, probably one of the fan favorites here tonight. Not to win it, but everybody's excited to watch him drive. He probably, I'm not going to give him the commentator's curse. He most likely will not win it. He will most likely not finish, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch him make his way around here and do his best. Barber, again, finished the ASRC Rookie Oval last week. No problems, no complaints. So he's really coming along as a driver, which is what we like to see. All right, as we get ready to re-rack him, it's Tyler Watts on the outside, Mike Hayward on the inside, the one Englishman. Green flag is a go. Hayward, the 16 machine, gets a great launch. Watts kind of lagging behind there, catches him snoozing. Watts is going to drop low, block off Jeremy Barber. Mark Proctor on the 36 machine is trying to get that high side working. I think we're going to see Watts follow in on Hayward here. With a little bit of luck, we'll see some single file action. Try and click off some laps. We're only 6 laps in tonight. Watts throws a pretty big block, and I believe it was Proctor there. Watts with a huge blink. Watts has problems. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If he keeps that up, we're going to have to move him out of the way, but Watts having a huge blinking issue. Proctor behind him, a little bit afraid to move up. You can see a lot of similar lines through here tonight in Charlotte on these street stocks. The fast line is about 1/4 of the way up the racetrack. These guys are going to be holding it wide open, trying to keep those tires from spinning. Watts with another huge blink. Oh, boy, that's not what you want to see. He's right all over the bumper of Mike Hayward. Proctor's starting to stick his nose in there, but what do you do when your competitor's blinking real bad? You can't count on him to be in the same spot all the time, so if Watts doesn't get together, we have to get him out of the way here. Somebody else not to be Not to be ignored, Chance Manning starting to reel in that lead pack, followed by Andrew Neri, who is a lap down. Neri is going to do his best to get his lap back, but there's another caution. Neri will be the first lucky dog
please drop low and get to the back of that before he gets too much.
We hear from race control, Wass is getting told to drop to the end of the pack here as his blinking is out of control. Mark Proctor reeling in Mike Hayward now that he's got a clean track in front of him and no worries about blinking. Right as we say that, commentator's curse, Mark Proctor has a blink. Proctor kind of an unknown tonight, really haven't talked to him much. He found the race information from the iRacing forum post we put up announcing the event. So, again, not expecting Mike Hayward to be out front here tonight. Not to discount our friend, the friendly Englishman, the professional spotter, pro crew chief in charge, but he is up there making it happen right now. We see a crash. Christopher Hamilton somewhere out there, the 88. He's having problems. Not seeing a yellow thrown yet, so maybe Hamilton stayed off the race line. Next chance we get, we'll try and get a replay, but the racing's too good up front as Proctor's working all over Hayward, trying to make it happen. Not as much pushing as we thought we'd see tonight. So Proctor playing it safe. They're in no hurry here to try and make something happen. And behind Proctor is a fleet of street stocks. As you hear those tires squirming and protesting. Got good eyes on Chance Manning trying to reel up on Proctor, but so far really good racing here. And this will give you an idea of just how close these competitors are getting as we're on board with Mark Proctor in the 36 machine. He's going to get as close as he comfortably can to Michael Hayward here. Michael Hayward running the fan-famous I'm on me roof rear bumper decal. Hayward with his patented phrase, he's been upside down more times than he'd like to count in series such as the ASRC Rookie Series. So good to see him have a little bit of fun at his own expense with the I'm on me roof decal. Love to see that from our competitors. Everybody having a bunch of fun, racing as clean as they can, and just having a good time trying to win a little bit of money. So the top 5 does pay out tonight, which is Mike Hayward, Mark Proctor, Chance Manning, Jeremy Barber, and then Andrew Neri, who's a lap down, still in the running for the money here tonight. I'd also like to thank all our fans at home for tuning in tonight, everybody that gives us some the support on Twitch. All the races will be posted on YouTube as well afterwards, so much appreciate you guys. We couldn't do it without you. Look at Mark Proctor trying to work that outside, trying to get a side draft going, but he's got no support from Manning or Barber behind him. Excuse me, Manning and Neri. Barber a lap down as time of scoring shows him in front of Neri, which he is a lap ahead, but Neri's up there in the mix of things. Proctor gets a little bit loose, pushes it wide, trying to see if he can get around Hayward safely. Puts a little bit of a block on Chance Manning there, trying to get some support that outside line working. It's going to be really tough here at Charlotte in these fixed setups to get a pass going without a little bit of draft support. I don't think you can do it if you're neck and neck with a buddy and no draft support. I don't think you're going to have the pace all by yourself to get around here. Proctor showing, going back and forth with Hayward as they go nose to tail, trying to make something happen, but still no luck. Proctor not wanting to give Hayward a push there. Oh! Proctor gets loose somehow. I'm not sure if Manning took the air off of his car or what, but things got really, really close. Manning woes way up. He doesn't want to be involved in that. With 85 laps to go, you can definitely ruin your race here, but you definitely can't win it yet. There is, since this isn't a championship points race, there's no bonus points for laps led or leading the most laps or anything like that.
Number 88 has been awarded a 30-second stop and go for use of a fast repair.
So we hear Hamilton getting a 30-second stop and go for having to use his fast repair. Hamilton currently several laps down. He's going to go ahead and decide to take that repair, get his car fixed up, and try and make it back in the long run. With a little bit less yellows, though, that lucky dog rule is going to be tougher and tougher. Andrew Neri, who I believe is 1 or 2 laps down right now, he's going to have a tough time getting back up here if there's no cautions for that lucky dog rule to come into effect. Really impressed with these lead drivers. Hayward's still stacking up a little bit as Proctor, Manning, and Neri are all aligned. Barber's got his way back in the mix, currently running 4th, but he's behind that lap car of Andrew Neri. These guys are going to play it smart. Not sure if fuel strategy is going to be in any effect here. Like we said earlier, pit windows ideally going to be around 50 to 53. These guys are going to box as late as they possibly can to try and make the end of this 100-lap showdown, especially if there's a green-white checker where fuel savings definitely going to come into play. I'd also like to give a shout-out to Mark Proctor running his funny bumper sticker of the night. It says, "Say no to walls." So Proctor can do his best to stay away from those outside walls tonight. He's got inspiration for the guys behind him, but he's stuck looking at the Mike Hayward "I'm on me roof" machine. Number 16 is driving absolutely great tonight. Less than 3/10 separates those top three, so looks like Neri's starting to get his way back into the mix. He's trying to get his lap back here. Not sure if Neri's got much fresher tires or what his strategy is, or he just wants to stay here. And not sure what the kid's got in store for us tonight. He doesn't want to race these top cars too fast as he's a lap down. But on the other hand, he wants his lap back too, so he's going to keep pushing, I reckon. Single file, around and around they go. Guys are clicking off about 36-second lap times. They haven't lost a whole lot of pace here. Their best in that lead pack is a 36.81 by Hayward and a 36.68 by Proctor. Meanwhile, their last lap, Hayward puts down a 36.9 and Proctor puts down a 36.91. So the pace has not fallen off here yet. With 20 laps on these tires, they haven't really slowed down any. Towards the end of their stint, which should be that 50 lap or so, there's going to be interesting to see how much slower they are. If they get a little bit faster with the lack of fuel, these cars set for only 59% fuel. Makes it a little bit more exciting. If it was a 100% fuel race, these guys would go start to finish, no worries on one tank of gas. So even though it is a street stock race, we do want to enact a little bit of NASCAR style racing tonight, where pit strategy will come into play. Tire wear is going to come into play, stuff like that. When they come in, are they going to take 2 tires? Are they going to take 4 tires? What's the move? So gives them a little bit of opportunity to a little bit of racing in pit lane as well, instead of holding it wide for 100 laps. Chance Manning with the lone Camry paint job out there. He's getting back in the mix. He's got some pace and he wants to be a part of it. Manning drives right to the rear bumper of the 36 machine. He has a spectacular drive. And just like that, he's back in the mix. He wants those laps led, but on the other hand, there's a 36 and 54 saving much fuel compared to Mike Hayward up there in the 16. Mike has been running wide open. These guys behind him have a little bit more give and go here. Looks like Manning's going to try and, nope, change his mind. Looks like he's going to get that outside line working. Thinks better of it. Ducks down low, trying to get that inside to edge out Mark Proctor, but gets a little bit shut off there. Neri around the outside all by himself, still a lap down. Not really affecting the race lead that much. He's neither pushing nor helping out anyone. Looks like Barber's going to tuck in behind Neri. 36 machine starting to get locked onto the rear bumper of Hayward. And you can see the field kind of accordion as they had to lift a little bit as they get sucked in from the draft. 36 going to give a bump to Hayward, it looks like, if he can get it square up. While Manning tries his best to kind of stick that nose in the inside, he thinks better of it going into one and decides to play a little bit safe here. He's got over 70 laps remaining, so he's going to play it safe. Nobody wants to crash this early on into the event. Good, clean racing here tonight, guys. Not seeing as much bump draft as I thought tonight. I think the competitors have decided it's a little bit safer to not quite link up that nose and tail this early on in the race. They're happy where they're at. No need to push anybody too aggressively. In practice, There's some pretty aggressive bump drafting going on. If you lock up your front bumper to the rear bumper of the car in front of you, you can pretty much hold it wide and aggressively push them around all the corners here. But it is a very risky move this early on in the race, especially when there's not a whole lot of time to be gained. As I think the draft's going to be pretty strong in these blocky street stock machines. Even if Hayward and Proctor get a good gap on Manning, I think Manning's going to have the draft to reel him right back in if he desires. Manning, somebody that did really well in practice. He was a lot of fun to drive with. You can trust him to run nose to tail, push aggressively as they possibly can without spinning your friends. So he's one of the quicker drivers out here tonight. Definitely one of the cleanest paints. Followed by the Andrew Neary special of check brake replay. One of our endurance racers here. So we're taking a look. Looks like Proctor and these guys are kind of playing a little bit of cat and mouse, wondering, all right, do we tuck in here? What are we gonna do? These guys kind of hinting to each other they want to make a pass, but not quite making it stick. Looks like 88 Christopher Hamilton gonna hold the low line. He's gonna stay out of the racetrack, so good for Hamilton. Having a rough night. Currently sitting in P6, so just outside the money spot. So again, a huge tip of the hat to competitors that know, hey, there's a race going on. I don't want to be the guy that causes an incident.
Number 88 has been given a 60-second black flag for use of a second fast repair without notifying race control.
Poor Hamilton gets a 60-second stop and go for, looks like another fast repair. Hamilton having a rough go. Still, these guys are playing cat and mouse. It looks like they want to take the lead away, but nobody won quite to get something working this early on. 27 to go. We're about halfway to our pit window, I believe. These boys running really, really good, really, really clean. That's what we like to see here. Looking forward to some of these drivers coming back for our 2 street stock events, or excuse me, leagues will be opening up. We'll have an amateur series that runs on Sundays and a pro series that will be coming out on Thursdays. It'll be a $3 entry fee plus your car charter for the season, but open setups on the pro series. So going to be interesting to see what happens with that one. Expecting much, much bigger grids instead of our smaller shows we see for the street stock showdowns. But overall, should be a lot of fun. Hamilton coming out of the pit. He's going to hold low and try and stay out of the way here. On board with Proctor again as he's right behind the I'm on me roof machine. Hard to tell if Proctor's doing any fuel saving here, or definitely sounds like he's lifting off the accelerator a little bit going into 3 and 4, maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving. Maybe he's got a long strategy here. For the most part, holding it wide, letter E as he follows Hayward into 1 and 2. Again, not running as close up nose to tail as we thought our competitors were. Not sure if they're trying to keep no air on the radiator here. We're just trying to give themselves a little bit of space to avoid kind of causing an incident where an incident doesn't need to be had. But looks like Proctor and Hayward getting a little bit of gap on Manning behind him. Manning might just be kind of taking it easy as he's battling with Neary, who's a lap down. So again, top 5 pays out the money tonight, over $60 in purse here. So we've got Hayward, Proctor, Manning, Barber, and Neary currently in prize money position here. Lap 31 of 100 as we're clicking them off. These guys are still nose to the tail. While they're still taking it kind of easy, not really giving each other a break, and it looks like Manning gets a huge run on Proctor. Manning down 2 positions from his original starting point. Not sure if we're going to see him try and stick his nose in there and get a part of the action, or what he's going to do. Really interested to see how these pit strategies are going to pay off tonight. My prediction is, with how long these machines take to fill up, I believe it's probably a little over 11 gallons in the tank. One of my European friends did the conversion to liters for me, but it takes a ridiculously long time to fill up these street stocks. Definitely no quick fill systems. It's your uncle with a series of gas stands. Looks like Manning's going to take it to the outside, try and make something happen. Gets no love from Hayward. Hayward stays low and keeps Proctor right behind him, but Manning's trying to check out a few different lines, see what can be had here. See if he's going to get any support from the guys behind him, Andrew Neri, but it doesn't look like anybody's willing to quite get that outside line working here. Wish we could see Neri push wide and get 2 lines working, even though he's not technically in the race, is a lap down. But don't forget Barber there, up 2 positions in there from his original starting spot, the number 69 machine. Barber currently in the money spot for his first ever paid street stock showdown lead. Barber refusing to follow the draft, beating to his own horn out there, and that's not gonna help him out with fuel consumption. But Barber also run the James East Homestead on the front fender of the title sponsor there for him. So the original paint jobs here tonight, absolutely spectacular. On the hood of our friend Jeremy Barber is a caricature of our good friend Mike Matozzo. Mike Matozzo, aka Figgy, is a world-famous CSGO player. He's a former professional. He's converted to an ARMA player where he is a secretary for a ARMA 3 unit. So good to see him out on the hood of the car, still supporting his friends with the fig leaf paint livery there. Clicking off laps, not a lot of give and a take here. You can appreciate just how close Proctor is on that rear bumper of Hayward and take a ride along with the back-facing camera of Hayward. I mean, you can reach out and touch him there. So these guys running very, very close. You can see how grimy that front fender is as Proctor gets to eat all that rubber coming off of Hayward in the racetrack. These tires are starting to ball up, spit that rubber off. Especially these guys later on the race, they're running pretty much one groove right now, kind of rubbering up that inside groove, making it fast. But not a lot of rubber getting laid down on that outside or middle of the racetrack. So it's going to be interesting as the race comes on. It's going to be pretty much virgin racetrack. It looks like Barber's kind of the only guy running that middle line tonight, putting down rubber. So that middle line may shape up to be faster later on the run, or it could be very much slower as they rubber up the inside so much. So I'm going to be curious to see if anybody runs different lines later on in the race as we wind down here and try and make up positions. Proper reminds me of old school NASCAR here, where people are kind of happy settling in line and clicking off laps. Maybe that's why NASCAR went to stages back in the day, to make things spicier for the fans. But the guys are going about it the absolute right way, just keeping the cars relatively clean. We've only had one guy with a little bit of problems, Christopher Hamilton. I believe Neri had a box as well, and then Watts boxed for trying to figure out some internet issues. Look at that. Hayward's got his biggest gap of the race so far with 0.3 seconds. So guys behind him might be talking about fuel saving. They might be trying to coordinate pit stops later on in the race, but right now it's the Mike Hayward show. Professional spotter and crew chief. He provides the services for all the Team Goon Squad sponsored drivers. If you ever want a professional spotter in your corner, you want Michael Hayward. He's the absolute best in the business. His calm voice kind of keeps you out there. Not sure who's going to talk in his ear tonight, as normally he's the one doing the zen moments in a driver's ear. So maybe he's got himself on replay. Maybe he's recorded his own audiobook before, but hopefully Hayward's able to keep himself cool, calm, and collected as the 16 machines clicking off laps, and Proctor's right back on his back again. Proctor might be playing with that draft, trying to see just how far he can stretch it back and still be able to reach Hayward with a good drive. Just as we say that, Proctor gets a big blink in the 36 machine. Hayward drifted a little bit wider, on that, I think that was the start-finish line straight. No, that was the back straight. He's drifting a little bit wider than some of the other cars. Not sure if he's trying to save tires, but it looks like Proctor's able to hold it a little bit tighter on that inside line, make the track a little bit smaller and gain a little bit of time there. So I think right now you're going to see Proctor manning some of the more experienced drivers in the series, kind of playing with different strategies, trying to figure out what their competitors are doing and see where they can make up time. So that way when it's go time, these guys got to actually race hard for that winning money position. They're going to be pushing as hard as they possibly can. Let's see if I can get the payouts up. So as the payouts stand, first place will win $16.50, second will get $13.80, third will get $6.90, fourth will get $5.28, and fifth will get a hey, you did your best of $3.48 is what fifth will get. So for the most part, these guys have the chance to win their money back. Only a few drivers won't get it. Now, on behalf of Team Goon Squad and East Action Sports, we did chip in a little bit of extra money for a few competitors that did not make it, that planned to be. We were hoping to see Spencer Chisnall out here, Craig Lowen, really fast, really clean racers. Nick Monty, world-famous Joe Bearty, he was scheduled to be here tonight as well. And due to golfing commitments for a pro tournament, he wasn't able to make it. So 3 drivers that had their entry fees paid, they donated it to these top 5 guys. So much obliged to them for helping out these guys. Mark Proctor with a huge blink, and the whole field's got a blink there. So not sure what's going on. Maybe Proctor sent over the bad virus juju over here, but Proctor having all sorts of problems, which is not what he wants. He's going to do his absolute best.
Number 36 car, next time on the back straight, please pull to the inside, let the rest of the field go. You can just tuck in the back. Sorry.
Proctor having huge internet problems. Race control going to tell him to get low and get out of the way until he gets his blinking issue fixed. Not what Proctor wants to see. The good news here with this first kind of half of the race, lap 45, he does have time to get it sorted out in the last 50-lap run, make something happen, hammer down. But Proctor's not going to want to be happy with that. Proctor going in for a pit. And nope. Proctor's looks like he's dropping out of the way to serve his. We're going to call that the bad internet penalty, where we respectfully ask racers, hey guys, you got something going on. It's been going on for several laps now. Let's have you drop out of the race surface because you're about to cause an incident. I guess in Proctor's defense, too, he did have Tyler Watts in front of him with internet problems, and we moved Watts out of the way as well. So Proctor probably not too upset about that. Still the money. He goes from second to fourth. He's going to try and hold on to this pack with about 54 to go. Still very much in contention to try and bring something home here. Right now, we've got Hayward still up front. Definitely the most laps led so far. It's been the Hayward show from start to finish. Chance Manning behind him in the 54 machine. No slouch at all. So Manning's going to try and reel in Hayward. Not sure if he's going to go for a pass or if he's happy to save a little bit of fuel. And then Andrew Neri, lap down, is currently sitting third on track, but fifth in lifetime and in scoring, followed by Jeremy Barber, who's actually in third position right now. Barber in podium spot here. Manning using every little bit of inside racetrack that he possibly can. Looks like Hamilton's going to drop low again, kind of stay out of the way. Big ups to Mr. Hamilton tonight. Currently in 6th place, shows lifetime and in scoring. Looks like Tyler Watts may be out. He might have parked his machine for the night. So Hamilton 1 spot away from being back in the money after a pretty rough night for him. So good to see Hamilton. The biggest thing with these competitors that we always look for in drivers as well when we're recruiting for the team is guys that have the right mindset, even though they might not have the talent yet. Because my theory as a driver, a team owner, and a broadcaster is I would much rather surround myself with people that are enjoyable to be around versus somebody who's really fast and everyone hates. So that's why you have so many good drivers out here. Everybody's respectful, doing their absolute best, keeping it clean, trying to work with each other.
For the driver radio for the broadcast, leader Mike Hayward is pitting in 2 laps.
All right, we're hearing from race control. Hayward's going to box lap 51. This is where we're going to see a little bit of strategy play out. Hayward's going to have to take 4 tires with this massive fuel load. These cars are dismally slow on refills. It's going to be very interesting to see if Manning comes in with him, if they want to run as a pack, or if these guys, I know they might be a little bit faster than Hayward, or if we're going to stay out 1 extra lap and then come in. We are predicting all of these drivers are going to fill up their tanks because they have the plan for a green-white checker. There's 1 green-white checker attempt tonight. And if they don't get it on that one, they are in trouble. With very few cautions, there's not a lot of fuel saving going on from that. So we're going to watch Hayward. He's lap 50. He's signaling to his competitors next lap around. He's going to be coming in for 4 tires, full fuel, and get back out there and hopefully run the rest of the race here under green flag conditions. With only 1 yellow flag so far, Hamilton had an incident all by himself where he smacked the wall, but these guys are running really, really clean, really respectful. So good to see him out here. Looking forward to them running both of our upcoming series as well. So all around great racing from the guys. All right, all eyes on Hayward as he comes around. Looks like the turns 1 and 2 going down the backstretch. Hayward tucked in right behind him is Manning Proctor 2nd and 3rd. Barber in 4th. Barber, very impressive driving. Hayward is going to box. Manning is going to stay out. Hayward goes in deep. Does he slow it down in time? All over the brakes. Proctor goes in. Barber goes in. And Manning stays out. Manning, the one guy that stays out. Let's see how well that goes for him. So it looks like Neri stays out, Hamilton stays out as well, and Manning's going to stay out as long as he possibly can. Try and get a couple laps ahead of the competition. We've got Hayward in his box, Proctor in his box. Manning entering pit lane as well. So now we're going to see what happens. These guys are going to have abysmally slow pit stops here. Everybody's going to be taking 4 tires, I believe, for the most part, full fuel. Because if you're taking full fuel with these cars, you might as well take the tires while you're there. They've got 2 sets of tires, so this will be their first set. They'll have 1 set in reserve, so if we do get a caution later on in the event, you may see guys come in for fresh tires. Not sure how much is going to come into play here, as most of the guys haven't lost a lot of time. This good tire racing has been great across the board. Neri back on the lead lap. Currently, Hayward with a minute and 10-second pit window so far. He's our first one to box. So going to be interesting to see how long this pit cycle actually is, as Hayward's going to be the first car out. A minute 21 second is our pit window tonight. Proctor gets in and out with a minute 20, but good Lord, it is back to Hayward to try and make something happen. Hayward's going to get out there as quick as he can. Mike Hayward, definitely the underdog expected him tonight, so he's out. He's ready to go. Behind him, I believe it's going to be... I believe it's going to be Proctor that follows behind Hayward here. Manning stayed out a little bit later than the guys. Manning with a minute 16 pit. Barber with a 1:23. So with the iRacing service, I believe the best you hit your pit mark, the quicker your pit crew will go out there and get it fixed. So it's not like real life. Everybody's on identical machinery as far as the car goes. The setups are provided the exact same for all the drivers. So it is all about your ability to go as fast as you can. Looks like we still show Manning as the leader. He is leaving the pit lane, or has left the pit lane, as well as Andrew Neri just coming out. So not sure if Hayward's going to have the pace to catch Manning. Manning with over a 6-second gap right now. He's all by himself. Andrew Neri looks like he's leaving the pits, might be able to tuck in behind Manning, and if he does, that is trouble for Hayward and Proctor. If Manning can get somebody to push a little bit more air behind him, Manning will be able to check out the remaining, looks like about 46 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown. But right now, it is Manning all by himself. Mike Hayward over 7 seconds down from Manning. Hayward's going to have to find somebody to draft with. If he can find a teammate, somebody to work with, somebody to make something happen, he should be able to get it going and be able to punch through that air and catch up to the guy in front of him of Chance Manning. But if they're running around all by themselves, he's in big, big trouble. As Manning with fresh tires, he is putting on a show. It's an 8-second gap from first to second right here. Behind Hayward, about a 3.5-second gap. Looks like Hayward's going to be blowing up just a little bit. He's going to let that gap drop from second and third, and they're going to try and work together, I believe, here. So smart move by Hayward. We're looking at live timing. That 3-second gap between Hayward and Proctor slowly dwindling. Behind them, we've got Jeremy Barber, fourth place, currently 16 seconds off of Hayward. So Barber's going to be about, 16 seconds behind the leader, Chance Manning. And we've got Andrew Neri, still a lap down. He tries to stay out as long as he can, get some time back, but he's in our last money position in fifth place. So it looks like that gap between Manning and Hayward still increasing, almost up to 10 seconds right now, but the big long haul here is can Mark Proctor and Michael Hayward work together, get some draft partnerships going on, and try and reel in Manning with about 43 laps remaining. I think they probably can, but that 10-second gap is going to be absolutely huge. Manning currently putting down high 36-second lap times. Trap speed showing about 145, while Hayward's only hitting about 138. So Hayward's definitely backed way off the gas, trying to pick up Proctor and make something happen. So that is going to be the technical show right there. So Proctor starting to get within draft range of Hayward. Hayward's going to pick him up in the draft, and these guys are going to push as hard as they possibly can before he's going to go. This is going to be a possible race-winning move right here. If there's any chance of them getting back up there in that first position, it is going to be imperative that Hayward and Proctor work together for the next laps. They can't be going side by side. They can't be bumping and grinding too aggressively and slow each other down. They've got to put in work, as Manning's put over an 11-second gap on second and third right now, which is absolutely huge. So here's where we're going to see if that strategy is going to work out for Hayward and Proctor, both really good racers. So you can see, guys, we talked early in the broadcast. We didn't see a whole lot of nose to tail, not a whole lot of bump drafting and pushing too bad, but I think now you're going to start seeing it as these guys try and figure out who's going where. As you're going to see some very aggressive bump draft. Let's take a ride on board with Proctor and see if he starts giving Hayward the push here. These cars pretty easy and clean to bump draft people. You can lock up that front and rear bumper and really aggressively start making moves. These guys putting down their best lap time so far. Manning's putting down 150 trap speed, but we've got Proctor hitting 153 around that turns 3 and 4. So something's working. Still over an 11-second gap to first place up there. Proctor's going to want to get more up on that rear bumper to Hayward. Not sure if he's going to be comfortable pushing. A lot of unknowns here. So as we start to build the roster for the Team Goon Squad series, a lot of drivers don't really know each other. They don't know how hard they can push and how comfortable they can be on this. So it takes a while to kind of build those relationships with your competitors and know, hey, I can push this guy, I can trust him to push me. And then some competitors you have in the back of your head going, I want to give this guy plenty of space. He's a little bit sketchy, but he's trying his best. So with these one-off races and recruitment drives, you're going to see a lot more radio chatter back and forth to drivers. But right now, Proctor's not giving Hayward the push he's really going to need to get those guys up there. On the other hand, you might be seeing guys comfortable in second and third, but not many racers here on the iRacing service are happy with a second or third. Granted, it does pay all the way back to fifth, but these guys are here to race. They want to go fast, and they want to win this thing. So looks like Proctor kind of pushes upside the racetrack in 3 and 4 and has a bit of a tough time. He gets the drive, but just starts to lift and doesn't give Mike that push they really need to get things going. So while the draft is going to help them running closer to each other in formation, not as effective as a good old proper bump draft partner is gonna do for the guys. And again, a big thing is these guys might not be comfortable doing that. So if they're not comfortable bump drafting aggressively, then they're doing the right thing by not doing that. Proctor with a huge blink. Proctor, he's back. Proctor, he's gone. Poor Proctor having a rough time. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to bump draft. Doesn't want to show up into the back of Mike Hayward and ruin his race by accident with the major blinking he's got going on. Right now, our leader, Chance Manning, definitely the statistical favorite for tonight with one of the most qualified drivers we have out here. There we go. Getting a little bit closer from Proctor and Hayward, but Manning's got still an 11.4 second gap. These guys are running nose to tail. You can see it start decreasing as they start getting a little bit of time on them, but 35 laps to go. It's not looking good for our boys in second and third, but let's talk about Jeremy Barber. It's maybe his third week in the iRacing service. Really doesn't have a lot of sim racing experience. I don't think he has any sim racing experience. He's done a little bit of Forza with the Team Goon Squad Forza series we put on. Other than that, he bought a wheel at the recommendation of his friends and then hopped feet first into the service. So Barber kind of stuck out there in no man's land. He's got nobody really in front of him, nobody really behind him, it doesn't look like. So he's going to have a nice boring race. Poor Barber had the same thing happen to him at the ASRC Rookie Oval Series, a really fun free series you can run on Monday nights. He kind of got stuck in his very first league event ever running around by himself, which is really frustrating as a driver. We all come here to race. You want to run as clean and hard as you possibly can. So Barber going to be a little bit frustrated, but maybe a little bit happy that he's still in the money. Not sure if he knows that tonight, but he's currently in a payout position. So good for the young man, Jeremy Barber. We'd also like to see Barber's dad, Jim, a huge fan favorite. Love racing with him in Forza series. So hopefully we can see Barber's dad come out to the iRacing service in the near future and bang some bumpers with old man Jim. Good to see Jim recovering from, I believe, his emergency surgery he had not too far in the back. So glad to see him making a full recovery. Mike Hayward, Mark Proctor still running nose to tail. Gained a little bit of time on our leader here, but not quite enough. Just doesn't look like these guys should be comfortable bump drafting as aggressively as they need to get up to the front. The field has definitely shrank tonight. Neri's 5th place. He is 2 laps down, still in the money. Hamilton 11 laps down. Hamilton had a really rough race earlier. Not sure if he's we show him as entering pit lane. Not sure if he had a problem or what might have happened for the young man, but Hamilton also may be on a different pit cycle as everybody else since he had problems early on in the race. So Hamilton might be coming in for his mandatory fuel and tires. We'll keep an eye out on his pit time and see if we can decipher how long he's in for. It looks like the really fast guys were in for about a minute 16, a minute 20 is kind of what the average pit window we saw. Andrew Neri came in. His was 1 minute 10 seconds since he took fuel early on in his race after a little bit of a collision or fender bender. So 31 to go. These guys have been chipping away at the gap of Chance Manning running all by himself out here. running all by him lonesome in the 54 machine. He's currently got about a little bit less than 11-second gap to Mike Hayward running in second, Mark Proctor in third. Manning pretty much
please check your Discord.
kind of starting where he finished here. So race control asking, looks like Hamilton may have used a fast repair, but he's in the pit window for a minute 20, so not quite sure what Hamilton has going on, why he would have used the fast repair, but race control is going to allow Hamilton to continue since he's having a rough go tonight. Hamilton, one of our only, the only rookie out there tonight. He's pretty new to the iRacing service, super friendly kid. He does his best, and we like seeing him keep it clean. So we're gonna keep him out there and let the kid run. Racers race. Let's take it back to Mike Hayward and Proctor still pushing, but not really gaining a whole lot of time there. Hayward, the only guy from the United Kingdom out here tonight, representing currently second place in the 16 machine. He's one of the Team Goon Squad guys. We're glad to see him out there. Hamilton's going to hold it low, stay out of the way of the fast guys. Good for Hamilton. Having a rough night, but still doing his best. He's staying out there. That's the biggest thing for this guy. Get as much seat time as he possibly can. Get the data he needs, and he'll come back a little bit more experienced for future races and knows more about what's going on and can hopefully get a little bit better luck next time. So we'll try and get Hamilton as well as all of these guys. Anybody watching at home, if you want to drop in one of the Team Goon Squad official practices, we hold public practices, public money races pretty often throughout the week. Hop in the Discord. Go to teamgoonsquad.com. Discord's linked at the very bottom of the website. Come hang out with the team. They're a pretty friendly group, great racers, and we're all trying to improve each other's racecraft as much as we can. Manning still holding that 11-second gap. Hayward and Proctor not getting any real estate. Barber 23 seconds behind the lead, so looks like Barber's going to be about 13 seconds off of Proctor and Hayward second and third. Barber's probably got his Zune playing in the background. Doesn't seem like much of an iPhone or iPad or what's it called, iPod kind of guy. We see some spinning going around the back straight. That might have been Hamilton getting it loose. Hamilton into the wall, drops it down the apron. Keeps it clean, keeps it green. Hamilton having a rough go, but does the right thing, keeps it on the apron, doesn't bring out the yellow because that would really, really shake things up. That is the last thing that Manning wants right now is a caution. Hayward and Proctor only gaining about 1/10 of a second every few laps on Manning, so at that pace, it's not going to be nearly enough with 26 to go on the board. Now, who is that Hayward and Proctor are reeling in? Is that Andrew Neri? It looks like he is. Neri, not sure if he slowed way up, what he might have going on. But it looks like Proctor and Hayward are really reeling him in. Neri also with nobody to work with. It would, so Neri again, not in the other competition for the top four really. He's a lap down from 4th place. But he could have the ability to fall in line and start giving Proctor and Hayward a push. Hayward's going to yield the position to Proctor. Hayward's willing to push for a little bit. So you might see a little bit more aggressiveness. Hayward all over the rear bumper of Proctor. That's what you want to see. That's what's going to get these guys pushing forward in the field, try and make something happen. Barber 35 seconds behind these guys, 25 seconds behind these guys. Now we're going to see with 24 to go, can Hayward push Proctor hard enough to try and gain a position? Neri, Andrew's going to hold the outside line. He's going to stay out of the way of Proctor and Hayward. These guys are going to have to drive their absolute heart out to see if they can get up to that 1st place position. They've reeled in about 0.3 of a second, but with a 10-second gap. God, they've got so much work to do here. Hayward all over the rear bumper. Proctor has to bail out midway through the corner. It's definitely not the quickest way around. Neri holds the outside. He's going to stay out of the way. Huge tip of the hat to Neri, doing the right thing, not getting himself involved in the raceway. Neri's going to drop low, and he's going to make this a 3-car combo. He wants those lap backs. Hayward, Proctor having big problems. Hayward doesn't want to hope for the EOL here. He wants to keep Proctor out. He wants to keep pushing him as they get that rear bumper right up against Hayward. Neri's going to tuck in, try and make it a 3-car train. That is the only hope these guys are going to have of making something happen. 10.5-second gap. Chance Manning up there in front. The interval is decreasing for the guys. Hamilton looks like he gets an off track somewhere. Still no yellow. Hayward kind of running that outside line, not staying linked up to Proctor like he wants to. 10.5-second gap to the cars in front of him. Poor Barber still all by himself in 4th place. He's in the money. He's going to make his money back tonight, but it's going to be 50 laps to think about what he did to get himself in this position as he's all by himself. Proctor goes low. Proctor gets loose. He holds on to it. Hayward, not sure if there's an aggressive bump draft there or what might have happened, but Hayward takes the position with Andrew right behind him. Andrew not racing for position. Not sure if that could have been net code. Proctor's had internet problems all night, so that could have come into play as well, but hate to see it for Proctor. Looks like he kept the car pretty clean throughout this. 20 laps winding down. It is currently Chance Manning's show. He's increased his gap to 11 seconds. Barber's going to tuck in behind Manning. That could be why we're not seeing much of a gap. Manning also getting a little bit of support from Barber. Another lap car down. Yeah, we're hearing from the pit wall. The crew chiefs, Hayward and Proctor, lost all the time they had gained and then some with that move there. So we're hearing that it might have been a little bit of aggressive touch midway through the corner that got Proctor loose, and then carnage ensued. But Barber running in 4th place. He's behind the leader here, Chance Manning. Not sure if he's trying to or not, but that arrow is going to help out Manning, and it's going to make it much, much tougher for Hayward and Proctor to gain any time here. Proctor all by himself now, trying to catch that toe from Andrew Neri. Mike Hayward running tip to tail here. So let's see, Proctor's doing his best to try and reel in these gap. He wants that spot from Hayward. That's a few more dollars he can be winning, but with a 1.8-second gap and no draft partner right now, Hayward's got Neri all over his rear bumper. It's going to make it tougher for Proctor to come in. Looks like Hamilton with another problem. He's off track. So Neri's pushing his friend Mike Hayward as aggressively as he can. It's absolutely imperative, though, that Neri doesn't try and affect this race. If Proctor comes up here, we're going to hope to see Neri kind of get out of the way and let these guys race. But Neri all over him, trying to give him that bump draft that he needs and the help he needs. Hayward still over 11 seconds down from Chance Manning, who's also got his own little draft partner, a lap car down. So lap car guys just happy to fall in line and not crash and just be a part of the show at this point, as Barb in the 69 machine kind of tucks in behind Chance Manning and runs around and gets his little bit of TV time for the sponsors. He's got the Team Goon Squad livery, the James East Homestead on the front bumper, and most importantly, Mike Matozo on the hood. Good, clean racing from all of our competitors tonight. We will be having an off week next week, June 23rd. We will be off that Sunday, June 23rd. Excuse me, May 23rd. I don't know how to read a calendar properly here tonight. But following that, May 30th, 9 p.m., we will be doing another Team Goon Squad recruitment race. Tell your wife, tell your friends, come out and race with the team, have a good time, maybe even win some money. There's talks of maybe throwing in a t-shirt or a few other Team Goon Squad goodies as well for certain positions in the race. So come out and have a good old time. We'll see you guys May 30th. Check the Discord for details and TeamGoonSquad.com. We'll be posting all of our information there, but looking forward to seeing more of the same racers. Great, clean talent out here tonight. As we wind off the laps in our first feature. With only one caution with 13 laps to go out of 100 laps. Spectacular racing from the guys tonight. Excellent car control exhibited from all of our competitors. And then excellent racecraft as well, knowing when to stay out of the way and when to get in the way. Right as I say that, we got another off-track incident. Looks like he manages to save it. Hayward getting a massive bump from Andrew Neri right behind him, getting that time down. Knocked off almost a second to the gap from Chance Manning with 11 seconds gap between Manning in first, Hayward in second. With 13 to go, there's not a lot these guys are going to be able to do. Manning would have to have completely messed up his pit stop and not taking fuel or some other just egregious mistake to miss out on that first place podium position. But for podium condition, we got Chance Manning in first, Hayward in second, Proctor in third. Barber currently running fourth, and then fifth place Andrew Neri, all in money spots tonight. We're going to see if we can take an onboard with Andrew Neri. He's currently doing the pushing of Mike Hayward in the I'm On Me roof livery. That is about as close as you can get there, ladies and gentlemen. You hear Neri kind of paddling that gas pedal, keeping it from breaking traction, keeping it from running over as his friend in front of him, Michael Hayward, a little bit too much, but staying tip to tail all the way around this racetrack, trying to get that aero advantage. They have knocked off a little bit more time on Chance Manning, under an 11-second gap now for the first time in 20 laps here. You can kind of see him in the top left of your screen, but there's a huge gap in cars that don't make a lot of power. Especially Manning also got his draft partner up here. He's got Jeremy Barber right behind him. Barber not quite as experienced being the pusher here on iRacing. He doesn't quite have the experience running that tip to tail we were talking about that we see from Michael Hayward and Andrew Neri. So he's going to stay close. He's going to try and stay in the draft, but not too close. He's not quite there yet as far as it goes with aggressive driving. And the last thing he wants to do is be the guy that dumps the leader by accident. Manning losing a little bit more ground to Hayward and Neri that are running behind him, but I think he's going to have plenty of time. With 10 laps to go, it is all his show. Proctor running around by himself. He's got a 3-second gap between himself and second place Mike Hayward. Unfortunately, Proctor just doesn't have the draft partner that he really needs to make something happen. Up just in time as we switch to Christopher Hamilton. Bends it going into the pit road. We call that an aggressive entry. So Hamilton coming in for something else. Front fender flopping all over the place. Getting a sponsor. Plenty of team TV time with that bouncing logo. So Hamilton's got a little bit of woes, a little bit of worries. Hamilton might have made a bad pit call with fuel maybe, or maybe wants to come in for more tires, or maybe just wants to get out of the way for a few laps. Maybe he's got to use the restroom. Cigarette break. We don't judge here at Team Goon Squad. Hamilton happy just to get out there and keep running, so good for him for doing his best staying out there. With 8 to go, it is all Chance Manning's show. Hayward a little over 10 3/4 behind him. They're gaining a whole lot of time, but just not enough time to do it, especially while Manning's got that draft partner of Jeremy Barber. But Manning in position to bring home the money, the big paycheck tonight, as he's put on a fairly dominant lead. It's going to be tough to see at the end of the race who led more laps. Is it going to be Chance Manning or is it going to be Mike Hayward? I'm thinking it's going to be Manning just because of the pit window. I believe Manning stayed out for a couple extra laps and then kind of boxed later on, went for the overcut here. But with 7 laps to go, doesn't look like fuel strategy is going to come into much of effect. He's going to be able to hold it wide for the entire time. Manning keeping that Camry clean all night tonight in the 54 machine. Proctor still rolling by himself in 36. He's got about a let's call it almost a 4-second gap between him and Hayward. And Hayward's still getting that push from Andrew Neri. These guys may be happy settling in with 6 to go. They know, hey, we're not going to gain over 10 seconds in these last closing laps here. So let's keep it clean. Just kind of circulate for as long as we can and bring home some money. So Hayward currently in 2nd place. He's in the money. And then Neri in the 654 machine, the Team Goon Squad livery right behind him. He's also in the money despite being a lap down. So all these guys going to be bringing home in paychecks tonight. So good for all of our competitors. Hayward and Neri still running tip to tail, 5 to go, but it is going to be all Chance Manning here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. One of our most dominant racers, the only A-class racer here on iRacing, decided to come up, beat up some novices for some money, so major thumbs up for Manning to come in and win a little bit of a paycheck tonight. We're hearing from the pit wall, number 654 has to pit for fuel again. That will be Andrew Neri. Looks like he's going to be okay for 5th place. He can stay in front of Christopher Hamilton in the 88 machine. So Neri kind of running a goofy pit strategy just due to his early onset crash in this event. So hate to see that for Neri. No longer going to be able to push Michael Hayward. So we're going to see if Hayward can keep that gap to Mike Proctor. Hayward and Proctor separated by a little bit under a 4-second gap here. Taking on board with Michael Hayward all by himself. His draft partner is gone. You can see Proctor way down the back straight, almost a straight between them. With 2 to go, not sure. I don't think Proctor's going to be able to quite get there and make something happen, but also eyes are on Andrew Neri. He's going to come in and splash up a little bit of fuel with only 2 to go. He wants to get out there as quick as he can. It would behoove him not to stop for a full pit cycle if he can. Two to go. We're going to take it back to Chance Manning, the 54 machine. Absolute dominant performance tonight. Ever since that pit cycle started to open up, Manning's checked out. It has been his show. 1 lap remaining here at the Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown. It is all Chance Manning, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to take it down the back stretch for the final time. He's waving to the fans, giving a thumbs up to Jeremy Barber right behind him. He kind of helped him out with that draft. He comes into 3 and 4 for the final time. Corner marshals on the outside not having to do a thing for the last, 96 laps. Manning's going to bring it to the line for the first ever Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown. He is our winner tonight. Mike Hayward going to bring it in 2nd.
Clean racing, everyone.
Mark Proctor bringing it home in 3rd. Jeremy Barber looks like he's going to be 4th. Andrew Neri in 5th with our unofficial results.
In about 20 minutes after the interviews.
So we're going to see if we get results on the screen here as we wait for a few competitors to finish. There we go. We got it on the board. We've got Chance Manning up front. Mike Hayward, Mark Proctor bringing up the top 3. Jeremy Barber, 4th place. Kind of the underdog, and I did not expect to see him up there. And then Andrew Neri, 5th place, followed by Christopher Hamilton, Tyler Watts. And then you've got your broadcaster, James East, and Kai Demarest, our race control. We'll be right back with interviews here in a second. All right, let's see if we've got our drivers in the interview channel. Our first, see if we can get Mark Proctor in here at third place. All right, let's see if we can grab Mark. Mark, it's up. Mark, it's James in the interview booth. You read me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Mark. So it looks like you're kind of left out high and dry there for a little while, but you are the third place finisher tonight. Tell us how it went.
It was pretty good. I guess I was having internet issues through most of the race, so I had to do a little bit of fallback, but was getting a lot of speed. Ran my way back up to, I don't remember, second or third, and we just couldn't get that draft working at the end to catch back up. And Chance had a really good pit strategy, and I was sure he was going to run out of fuel, and it just never happened.
Yeah, with a smaller field tonight on a bigger racetrack, for the most part, everybody had really good car control. Didn't see as many yellows as I expected tonight. Do you feel like it was the same? Were you expecting more of a wreck fest, or was it pretty clean?
I was hoping for more yellows just so that we wouldn't have that super long pit stop of refueling all the way up. But yeah, it was really good, really clean. I know there was a couple issues with just internet and a couple drivers getting a little loose, but other than that, I mean, we were holding a good clean line for most of the race.
Awesome, Mark. We appreciate having you here. We hope to see you at the next one. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
I just want to thank you guys for putting this on and my friends for supporting me through it. So
Awesome,
thank you
man.
guys.
No worries. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, Mark.
See ya.
All right. Up next in the interview booth, we've got spotter Mike. Michael Hayward got second place tonight representing Team Goon Squad. Mike, you read me?
I do indeed.
Mike, second place, first place loser, but led almost the entire race in the first half. Tell us what happened out there. Did you have fun? What was going on?
I did. I had a lot of fun. It was great fun being out front. Anytime you can lead when you got some angry super speedway races behind you, always gets the adrenaline pumping.
Awesome.
It was a shame that I couldn't convert it to the win, but Chance coming in on that lap one caution, I questioned the decision at the time, wondered what it was going to get him, but it meant he spent less time in the pits on the green flag stuff, and that's what got in the jump.
Yeah, tonight with not a lot of cautions, it definitely became a little bit more strategic than we thought it would be. Lap traffic did a lot of pushing for friends out there. Do you think that helped you? Did it hurt you having lap cars tucking in behind everybody?
I don't think it helped a lot. When I dropped back to get Mark back up to me and form a two-car train, try and catch up to Chance in the lead. I dropped back to 10.7 seconds behind, and I was keeping an eye on the relative. And Mark was kind of pushing me, but it wasn't quite enough. And then I was trying to push him, and it didn't matter how we did it. We just couldn't close that gap. So in the end, it all came down to strategy. The two-car train just didn't have enough of an advantage over the one car out there by himself.
And then, well, Mike, I'm not sure if you saw because up here we definitely could. The lead car Manning also had somebody tucking in behind him, not as aggressively as you and Neri were or you and Proctor, but he did have somebody in his tow as well tonight.
Right. Well, that definitely helped him, and I think it helped him save fuel as well. I mean, I wasn't saving fuel at all the whole race. I actually ran out of fuel on the in lap. That's how tight I was.
Oh,
But yeah, it was still a fun race though, and I enjoyed it a lot. And you learn a lot from these things and take it forward to the next one.
well, Mike, again, the only Englishman surrounded by a bunch of Americans out there. You kept it clean all night. We're very proud of you. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
I'd just like to thank you for putting the race on and for announcing, and Mav for being the race control. Not that he had a lot to do. And thanks to everyone for turning up and making it a fun race.
Well, awesome, Mike. We're glad to have you, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
All right, next, ladies and gentlemen, we got Chance Manning bringing it home in first place in the 54 machine. Chance, do you read me?
I got you, man.
Chance, you brought home the big money tonight, man. Tell us how you feel.
Feels great. Not a lot of cars here tonight, but every win counts. It's super awesome to be here. Thanks to Rep Sports, American Sim Network, Patriot Media and Marketing for being on the car tonight, and Toyota and Sequential Sim Sport for getting me here.
Now, Chance, correct me if I'm wrong. You came in for an early pit under yellow. Did you take a little bit of fuel there? Was that the strategy to try and stay out longer?
It definitely was. Well, not necessarily staying out longer, but getting less fuel on the stop, which I was able to put a little bit of gap ahead of everybody on that by doing that.
Yeah, these street stocks painfully long to fill up the tanks on these bad boys. No quick fill stations here. I think it's a few rednecks with like 5-gallon cans is what they're using on pit lane.
I would believe that. I would really believe that.
So, Chance, you bring home the big money. Do you think lap cars came into play? Was it a cleaner race than you thought it was going to be for the most part?
It was. There was a couple incidents there, especially a couple laps to go, that really scared me. But luckily, with the big gap, I was able to maneuver.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Chance, again, the winner tonight. Anybody else you want to thank in our closing remarks? Other than that, we're good to go, man.
Thank everybody, all the admins, my team, all the boys back in the shop, and you, James.
Awesome. We appreciate you having you. We hope to see you at the next one, Chance. All right, that is our final interviews tonight here at the Team Goon Squad Street Stock Showdown, sponsored by East Action Sports LLC. Major ups, Chance winning, bringing it home. All of our competitors keeping it extremely clean tonight. So we're going to hope to see you guys the next one. In a few weeks, we'll be hosting another money race here at the Team Goon Squad Network. Thank you to everybody that followed us tonight. E-Motorsports, Foontang, Chulatron. I mean, there's a bunch of you guys. Aviator, Iggy, Ryuzuki Blue, Rage the Cake, Rice Neroni, Joe Beardy. All the guys, Rice Neroni. I mean, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, supporting the team, supporting the channel. We will see you guys the next one. My name's